So let's look at some examples, inshallah, of verbal sentences. And let's say it one more time. A verbal sentence is a sentence in which the first word is going to be a verb. If it's a particle, we ignore that. Other than that, the first word is going to be a verb. In a verbal sentence, we're looking for two things: the action and the doer. Every verb in Arabic, every fi'l in Arabic has the doer within it as a pronoun. However, sometimes the doer is specifically mentioned outside the verb. This can happen only if the verb is in the third person masculine or feminine conjugation, which is huwa or hiya, fa'ala or fa'alat. Only in those two cases, if the verb is in those two cases, it's possible to mention the doer separately. It will have to follow two things. The verb has to come after the action, and the doer has to come after the verb, and the doer has to be in rough status. But I will only look for the outside doer if my action, if my verb is in huwa or hiya form. Let's look at these examples. Qala Ibrahimu. The action is qala. Qala means he said. Because my action is in the huwa form, I will look for the outside doer. It will be a noun which will come after the verb, and it will be in rough status. Qala Ibrahimu. I see the noun Ibrahim. It's after qala and it is in rough status. I see the dhamma. So this is my outside doer. When I find an outside doer, then I do not need the pronoun which was within the verb. So he, I don't need it anymore because I know who the he is. So instead of saying he said, I will say Ibrahim said. Replace the he with the outside doer. Qala Ibrahim, Ibrahim said. Qala Allahu, Allah said. Qala is the verb, past tense verb, huwa form. So I can look for the outside doer. It's after the verb and in rough status, lafzul jalala. So I don't say he said, I say Allah said. Qala Rasulu, again qala is the fi'il and the fa'il is ar-rasulu. So I won't say he said, I will say the messenger said. Alima, alima means to know. Alima ya'lamu, to know. Alima is the past tense form of the verb. The conjugation is huwa. Huwa conjugation. So for huwa and hiya conjugation, I can look for outside doer, the fa'il, outside the verb. It will be a noun after the verb in rough status. Ar-rajulu is a noun after the verb in rough status. This is my fa'il. So I won't say he knew, I'll say the man knew. Alima ar-rajulu, the man knew. Alimat nafsu. Alimat an-nafsu. Alimat is the feminine third person singular conjugation. So to keep it simple, hiya, if hiya did the action, she did the action, this is how it will look. Alimat, jalasat, dhahabat, kharajat, qalat, fa'alat. Always a ta with a sukoon. So alima was he knew, alimat she knew. When my verb is in he form or she form, I can look for a fa'il outside the verb. An-nafsu is a noun after the verb in rough status. This is my fa'il. When I find an outside fa'il, I remove the pronoun which was within the verb when translating. So she is no longer needed. An-nafs knew, the soul knew. Qalat al-mudarrisatu, qalat al-mudarrisatu. Qalat is the feminine form of the verb, she said, but I find its doer outside, al-mudarrisatu, so I don't need the word she, I'll say the teacher said. One more time, inshallah, it's very straightforward. Qala Ibrahimu, Ibrahim said. Qala Allahu, Allah said. Qala Rasulu, the messenger said. Alima Rajulu, the man knew. Alimatin nafsu, the soul knew. Qalatil mudarrisatu, the teacher said. So what I keep saying is conjugation of the verb. The 14 pronouns are found in the verb. Depending on who did the action, the verb undergoes a change. So this is the conjugation chart. This is the conjugation chart only for fi'l mad, for the past tense. Remember, there are three tenses in Arabic: past, present, and command. Fi'l mad, fi'l فعل ماض, فعل مضارع, and فعل أمر. This is the chart for the فعل ماض. We will put some time into memorizing this chart because this will be used for, you can plug any verb from any family. So a lot of times this will be used, so we have to put the time in memorizing this. So if you look at this chart, I have written the detached pronouns huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. With each detached pronoun, you see the verb, but you see it's not the same. You see different forms of the verb. That's because the verb is undergoing a change based on who did the action. So let's look at the first one. Huwa fa'ala. Fa'ala. This is the jazr of the verb. The three root letters of the verb are fa, ain, and lam. There is not even a single extra letter in this form. That's why when we study the root form of a word, we go back to this form, the third person past tense singular masculine form of the verb, because it is stripped of any extra letters. So fa'ala has nothing extra. So when I said that the verb has the pronoun within it, that shows me who did the action. In fa'ala, each of these is part of the root letters. So where is the pronoun? So in this case, fa'ala, there is no pronoun. The form has been fixed for huwa. So I know huwa did the action because that's what the language uses it for, but there is no pronoun within it. If you notice in this chart, I have color coded it. The letters in red are actually the pronouns, but you'll have to make some adjustments. The typing did not allow me, and I will point out where there are mistakes because the typing would not let me color code it properly. But anyway, in fa'ala there is no red letter, there is no pronoun there. In the fa'ala form of the conjugation, I am saying the dhamir is mustatir, pronoun is hidden, but it is estimated for huwa. Dhamir mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. The pronoun that did the action is missing, it's absent, but it is estimated for huwa. We know that huwa did the action. So that is fa'ala. Fa'ala, the difference between fa'ala and fa'ala is only one thing. An extra alif has been added. This alif is the pronoun that did the action. If you remember our attached pronouns ta, na, ween, there was the letter ta, alif, noon, noon alif, na, waw, ya, noon, ta, na, ween. The alif that was after the ta, that is being found here. This is the alif for dual. Fa'ala, the additional alif, is the pronoun that did the action. It's telling me two people did the action. In hum, I'm seeing fa'alu. I'm seeing an extra waw. This waw is the pronoun that did the action. This is the waw al-jama'a, the waw for plural, showing us they did the action. In fa'alat, I don't see anything with red. Just like fa'ala, fa'alat is the another form that the pronoun is not there. The dhamir here is also mustatir, but it is taqdir, it is estimated for here. By adding an extra ta with the sukoon, they fixed this form for she. When she does the action, we put a ta with the sukoon. This is not going to be called the fa'il, the pronoun fa'il, but this is called the ta of femininity, ta utanithi. So that would be fa'alat is the hiya form. So huwa and hiya, you're seeing the pronoun is missing in action. There is no pronoun, it's hidden. Huma, I'm seeing fa'alata. There is the ta extra for the femininity, ta tanithi, but then there is the red alif for dual, two people did the action. The alif is the pronoun. In hunna, I'm saying fa'alna. The noon is the pronoun that did the action. From anta till antunna, it's the letter ta that is the pronoun who did the action. In fa'alta, I'm seeing it. Fa'altuma, I'm seeing the ta. fa'altum, I'm seeing the ta, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna. Only the letter ta should be red. The extra other letters should have a different color. Again, in fa'altum, please correct the meme, it should not be red. And in fa'altunna, the noon should not be red. So in fa'altuma, the meme alif is showing that two people. And in fa'altum, the meme with the sukoon is showing plural. In fa'altunna, the noon mushaddad is showing plural. We are pointing the pronouns, finding out the pronouns who did the action in these verb forms. In fa'ala and fa'alat, there is no pronoun. In fa'ala, alif is the pronoun. Fa'alu, waw is the pronoun. Fa'alata, alif is the pronoun. Fa'alna, noon is the pronoun. Fa'alta till fa'altunna, ta is the pronoun who did the action. In fa'altu, ta is the pronoun who did the action. In fa'alna, noon alif is the one who did the action. What pronouns are these? From the tanaween family. Ta, alif, noon alif, waw, ya noon. Those pronouns are attached pronouns found only in verbs. They are always playing the role of fa'il. Because if you remember, kaheen can be found with ism, it can be found with harf of jar, it can be found with harf of nasb, it can also be found with verbs as maf'ul bihi. We didn't talk about that, but these pronouns, tanaween, are only found in verbs, not with ism or anything else, and they're always fa'il. So again, this is the chart for the past tense conjugation. No matter what the verb, this chart will be used, so we have to memorize it. So fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Now to memorize, what I find easy are two things. One, if you look at the second person, anta to antunna, it rhymes with the detached pronoun sounds. So anta fa'alta, antuma fa'altuma, antum fa'altum, so on and so forth. So that will be easy, inshallah. Now the second important thing I want us to note is, if you start with huwa, you see the letter fa, ain, lam. The lam letter is the important one. There is a fatha on lam, fa'ala. In huma, you're seeing again the fatha on lam, fa'ala. Fa'alu is a little different because of the waw. It forces the lam to take a dhamma. That's a thing that, so it forced it. But if you look at here, again you're seeing a fatha on the lam. In huma, again you're seeing a fatha on the lam. So if you can remember fa'alu, the rest you will remember lam will have fatha till huma. Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata. Let's look what happened when hunna came. Hunna, the females, they changed the structure. The lam now has a sukoon, fa'alna. And from here till the end, the lam will stay with a sukoon. Fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. So it was fatha till huma fa'alata. But from hunna till the end, the lam will have a sukoon. I hope these tricks will inshallah help.